Hey guys, in the last session, you made the decision to permanently silence the guard, a grim yet necessary act designed with the hopes that it would prevent repercussions from your earlier actions. You then seamlessly reintegrated yourselves into the bustling city of Waterdeep. The decision was reached that it was time for temporary separation, to dedicate a few days for personal pursuits. Some of you opted to delve deeper into the mysteries surrounding the Obetus, while others chose to fortify themselves, preparing for the inevitable clashes looming in the not-so-distant future. Does anyone have any particular preference who goes first, or shall we roll for it?
Not really. We might as well just roll for it.
I agree. Let the dice gods decide what order we do this in.
Sure.
Well, I still have absolutely no fucking idea what I'll be doing, so I'm happy to go last.
All right, so Raarh can go last, but as for the rest of you, roll them.
That's a 14 for me, Joe.
Awesome. A natural 2 for me.
Well, I rolled a 5, but I'm going to use one of my luckies to re-roll it.
What? You can't use one of your luckies to change the fate of a real-life decision, dude.
What do you mean?
Well, he was hardly speaking in a cryptic script. He means what he said. You can't use your lucky to change the outcome of something we, as players, are doing.
Well, I'm going to ignore the fact that that's the biggest load of horse shit I've ever heard, and instead retort with this. I'll use my portent instead.
Dude, are you feeling a little bit slow today or something? Because I'm struggling to figure out what you're not understanding about this. You cannot use game mechanics to influence real-life decisions.
Well, I'm struggling to figure out why all of a sudden turn order is so important to you. I'm pretty sure you said you didn't mind what order we went in.
Well, that was before I realized how much you wanted to go first. Now I'm all for me being the one to go first.
Joe, I cast silvery barbs on Elon.
Oh my god.
Okay, Saxiron, you're up first. How do you spend your 3 days?
Whatever.
All right, Joe. My plan for the next 3 days is to buckle down and focus on upgrading my armor. Thankfully, I've got all the tools I need on hand, so there won't be any need to involve any blacksmiths or enchanters at this stage. That being said, I can see myself seeking their services in the future when I'm ready to make more advanced modifications. On another note, I decided to switch up my cantrips when we reached level 3. I traded in Ray of Frost for Booming Blade, so it's about time I got a rapier. I'm planning to swing by either the local blacksmith or drop in on Asmo to pick one up.
Awesome. Well, unless there is anything else you specifically want to do there other than buy the item, we can just say that you visited the local blacksmith and bought yourself a rapier for 25 gold.
Sweet. As for my artificer infusions, I'm planning to hold on to my bag of holding, but I've decided to swap out my Ring of the Dragon for enhanced defense. This should bump my AC up to 21.
21? That's insane.
Well, that's artificers for you, man. They're tanky boys.
You're telling me.
For the more intricate part of my project over the coming days, I intend to craft a complex mechanism. The idea is to embed this device on my person, preferably at my side. Its purpose? When activated, it would instigate a rapid assembly sequence where my armor, currently resting within my bag of holding, is summoned forth and automatically assembles itself around me. In essence, a bit of alchemical translocation combined with an ingenious system of gears and levers.
Okay, cool. If I'm not mistaken, the arcane armor for an artificer allows you to doff or don the full suit as an action, right?
That's correct, Joe.
So this is more of a flair than an actual mechanic. I'll tell you what, give me 3 consecutive straight intelligence rolls. This will determine how fast and what type of action you will have to use to don the full armor. Because I can see where you are going with this, and I think it's frickin' awesome.
That's a 10 and 18, and a natural 20.
Very nice. You know what? Fuck it. I make the rules, and I say that you can activate this device with a free action.
Damn, that's awesome. But yeah, that pretty much wraps up what I wanted to take care of. See, Donald, was it really that difficult to wait a couple of minutes?
Excruciatingly.
Well, you'll be happy to know that it's your turn now, so what you doing?
A few things, actually, Joe. Firstly, I would like to spend some time casting Identify on the 3 scrolls that I found.
Okay, so are you going to do this out in the open?
Yeah, I'll just go find a bench or something nearby Asmo's shop.
Meandering through the time-worn cobblestone arteries of the city, you once again stand before the opulent sight of Asmo's Golden Emporium. A bench nearby offers a welcome retreat, close enough to the Emporium, yet secluded enough to provide a sanctuary from the bustling populace, who are thankfully preoccupied with their own concerns. Settling onto the bench, you begin to channel the arcane essence required for the Identify spell. As a ritual, the process is more time-consuming, the energy gathering slowly but surely, like storm clouds on the horizon. Half an hour ebbs away, measured out by the rhythmic cadence of the city's heartbeat. All the while, your incantations hang heavy in the air. Yet, as the ritual concludes, the spells remain as enigmatic as ever, their secrets seemingly locked away beyond your comprehension.
Well, that's just plain dumb. There's no way my Identify spell would fail.
Suddenly, a convulsion grips your mind, a surge of pain lancing through your temples. Your world spins into a whirlwind of chaos before a voice as cold and resolute as ancient stone reverberates in your mind. Your treachery against your own kind has sealed your fate. Your childlike yearning for peace and prosperity will plunge us into a war on two fronts. That is why you must die today.
Ow, what the fuck's going on with me?
As you open your eyes with the dizziness from the sudden yet short skull-splitting headache fading, you are on your knees, the spell scrolls scattered across the floor, slowly fluttering and blowing in the wind.
I quickly collect them, Joe, before they blow away.
On your hands and knees, you dart towards the unfurling spell scrolls, snatching them from the brink of the capricious breeze or the covetous grasp of an opportunistic bystander. Retreating swiftly, you hunker down at the foot of the bench, your back pressed against the cool, sturdy wood, now occupying a modest patch of cobblestones. Once more, you spread the scrolls before your widened eyes, yet now their cryptic markings coalesce into clear, comprehensible meanings, like the lines of a well-versed poem or the notes of a favorite song. The glyphs sing out to you with an uncanny familiarity, as if this arcane script has been etched into the marrow of your bones your entire life.
Why does he choose to have his freak-out moment the instant we split up?
Hush, Saxy, you're not here.
Right.
So what are these spells then, Joe?
Each of these three spells, one inscribed on a level 1 scroll and the other two etched upon level 2 scrolls, stem from the same source, a school of magic that until now remained cloaked in the shroud of myths and dreams. These mystical glyphs and complex incantations belong to Vitamin C, the elusive 10th school of magic.
Incredible. So what do each of the spells do then?
I'll send you over the specific details for each one, but the names of these spells are Vitality Chain, Retrospective Gaze, and Death's Mirror.
Okay then. Well, I don't have enough coin to attempt to put all of these spells into my spell book, so I'll quickly nip into Asmo's and get enough ink and parchment to do the level 1 spell and a level 2 spell. So 150 gold's worth.
Oh, so now he can spend coin. Now he's got some fancy new toys.
Oh, stop bitching. Let him have his fun.
Yeah, dude, like the process or not, the only reason you've got that 21 AC is because of our crazy wizard here. We know he's tight, but go easy on him.
To be fair, you're right. I'll give you some gold for the last spell, Tronald, when we're all back together.
How kind of you, Saxy. Well, Joe, I'm going to spend the rest of today scribing these new spells into my spell book. Then I'm going to go to sleep.
Okay, dude, so first, roll me 2 Arcana checks. We're looking for an 11 on one and a 12 on the other.
Easy. The first one was a 15 and the second one was 22.
Nice work. So, after around 6 hours of scribing, you finish transferring 2 of the spells into your spellbook. So, which tavern will you be going to?
Tavern? When did I say anything about a tavern?
He's actually gonna do it.
What kind of person would I be if I willingly accepted gold off Saxiron, yet would happily waste my dwindling gold on something like a tavern? Not gonna happen. I'll rough it out on this bench. It will be my new home for the next 3 days.
Damn, dude, you don't have to do that. I was only joking when I was talking about you splashing too much coin on yourself.
You're not here, Saxy. But if you was, I'd tell you that I'm not doing this because I have to. I'm doing it because I want to.
Well, that's just weird.
Nah, I get it.
And that's my point proven.
Okay then, Tronald. Out of interest, just so we can speed things up a bit, what are you going to be doing over the next 2 days?
I'll be making my way around the city asking for any information about Kobe and if anyone has seen him or know where he went.
Okay then, dude. Roll 3 D100s for me and read them out in order. These will determine how your night's sleep goes. Then roll 2 charisma checks to see what information you can gather regarding Kobe.
That's a 76, an 89, and a 7. And as for my charisma checks, that's another fucking 7 and a 15.
Your initial night spent on the bench unfurls uneventfully. You rise at dawn, rejuvenated and primed to question the townsfolk about Kobe's whereabouts, though the day ends with no fruitful leads. The following evening, under a crystal-clear sky, you surrender to the enchantment of the star-studded canopy, allowing sleep to claim you as you marvel at the twinkling celestial bodies.
Why are you marveling at Celestia's body, Tronald?
Celestial Raarh. It's got an L at the end.
I'm not going to pretend like I know what words you're trying to say to me, mysterious man, but I appreciate your input.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Guys, shh.
I apologize on Saxy's behalf, Joe.
Right.
Anyway, on the final day, the first half is nondescript, the clock ticking away in mundane routine. Just as you're on the brink of abandoning the quest for the day, fortune graces you. You encounter a dockhand whose tale of an odd stranger seeking northward passage breathes new life into your mission. Satisfied with the day's revelation, you retreat back to your makeshift bed, aiming for a restful night. However, the third night is far from serene. Thoughts of the haunting voice and the brutal headache plague your mind, refusing you the solace of sleep. Around midnight, as you hover on the cusp of sleep, the subtle murmur of hushed voices and a soft clinking of metal stir your attention. With a cautious squint, you spot a pair of figures meddling with Asmo's door lock. In the stillness of the night, a break-in is unfolding before your eyes.
Okay, I slowly raise from my home and try get a clear look at the little mischief makers. What do I see?
Roll me a perception check.
That's a 14, Joe.
Cloaked in shadow, the identities of the two figures remain hidden, but as they move, a moonlit glint of brass reveals an emblem on their attire. It's a circumscribed pair of crossed daggers. Above the daggers, a crow takes flight, wings spread wide in a silent gesture of defiance.
Okay, Joe, I quietly activate my mage armor.
What are you doing? Get out of there. Don't engage. I repeat, do not engage.
Hell no, Saxy. There ain't no way I'm letting these punks steal from our Asmo.
Okay, Tronald, your mage armor is up. What are you doing?
In the words of my good friend Raarh, I'll do what I do best, and cast light.
Oh my god.
Then I proceed to shout, "What do you think you're doing, you little shits?"
The second your light spell erupts into existence, piercing the midnight darkness, the two clandestine figures whirl about in startled alarm. But instead of darting away as you had anticipated, one of them delves into his belt. His hand resurfaces, brandishing a deadly knife, its blade reflecting your spell's harsh glow. He cocks his arm back, poised to launch the knife straight at you. The once quiet night abruptly transforms into a battlefield. Now, Tronald, the tides of this confrontation lie in your hands. I'm going to need you to roll for initiative.
Yes, that's a 19, Joe. See, have no fear, Saxy. Tronald has got this.
Well, we will see if Tronald does in fact got this on the next session. Just a heads up, I won't be creating a battle map for it. Seems a little silly for what should be a quick skirmish.
It's nice to see you've got so much faith in me, Joe.
Yeah, faith in you, right.
I think he's hinting that the odds are not in your favor, Tronald.
Well, aren't you just as sharp as always, Raarh?
What did you roll?
He rolled a natural 20.
Well, we might have just lost our wizard guys.
Joe, is there any way we can get involved in this combat?
Unfortunately not, Saxiron. You're all split up at the moment, and you would have no idea that this is even happening.
Wait, aren't my Raarh senses tingling because my Tronald is in danger?
You just made that ability up.
No, Joe, look, it's right here on my sheet.
Dude, I literally just saw you scribble that down. All of your enthusiasm to help Tronald in this situation is heartwarming, but this battle is for Tronald to deal with, and Tronald alone.
If you guys enjoyed this episode, smash everything. The like button, the subscribe, your monitor, even your cat if you've got one.
And if you want to help support the Tronald, head over to our Patreon where you will be helping me get more airtime.
It's not all about you, dude.
Yes, it is.
Oh, and another thing, I would